Hey guys, it's Kiana. So today I'm here with Ella. So today we are doing a series about growing up and overcoming things. So here's Ella. Oh, sorry.
Hi, my name's Ella. I'm 17 years old, and Kiana kind of invited me here to talk about my struggles with mental health, because it kind of fits the theme of her videos. So I have struggled with depression, anxiety, and autism spectrum disorder. So I'd like to say that it's all been very hard on me, but at the same time you can overcome it and there are ways to beat it. So when I first started feeling kind of depressed, it just kind of manifested because I was in a time when I felt kind of alone and there wasn't really anyone there for me. I had my family, of course, but around that time I had moved schools, and while I did have a friend, I didn't have a friend. I actually had multiple friends. Otherwise it makes me sound like a loner. I didn't really have a group, and I kind of just put myself in a place where I felt really alone and I just became very aware of my own flaws. I guess that's the thing about being a teenager. Everything, you kind of just realize that, hey, life's like this, and you lose your innocence and wonder, and you're just like, what's the future going to be like? Do people like me? Am I attractive? That's all the sort of things I kind of asked myself, and often the answer was, you're going to be homeless, no one likes you, and you're ugly. So yeah, there was a lot of negativity in my mind. My thoughts kind of turned into me feeling suicidal. Which is not a good thing. If you feel suicidal, call someone, or try your best to get professional help, because it's not a good place to be in. It's almost as bad as any physical illness. Well, it is, but unless you act on your thoughts, you're probably not going to die from it. But it's still very deliberating, and it can really take over your life, and really, I don't think any of us want to see that happen to anyone else. There are a lot of resources. It really depends on a country by country basis. For example, in New Zealand, we have the suicide hotline. There's usually a DHB mental health service, both for adults and children. Whether it is a good mental health service is really, well, it's really by your own opinion. Some people will say it's absolute crap balls, others will say it's actually pretty okay. I'm somewhere in the middle. It could be a lot better. There's also, I guess, there was stuff I learned how to do to help myself. So I just kind of tried to start looking for the good things in life instead of give myself an objective and keep on moving forward. I would plan for the future. I would make plans for tomorrow so that I couldn't do anything stupid because I had to do this tomorrow, and I couldn't let that person down. So I just kept going. because like I have to help my mum mow lawns tomorrow, or I have to hang out with my friend tomorrow, or I've got a project due on tomorrow. All those kind of just help me keep going. Another was thinking about the people who kind of I knew would miss me. At one point, this list was like only 2 people long, which was weird. I know there were a lot of people who cared for me, but there were only 2 people that I could like see very adversely affected by my own death, and it was like my little sister and one of my friends. And that friend, what made that friend different from my other friends was that they told me that if I died, they would be destroyed and they would never get over it. So I was just like, do I really want to do that to someone? Really having a person to kind of keep on going for is like a good idea, because if you can't go for yourself, go on for yourself, then go on for them and do it for them. Another thing I did was kind of like, I kept this little journal thing. I called it my positivity book. So I wrote down the people who made me smile, the things that made me smile, funny jokes, quotes, the stuff I wanted to read, the things I wanted to be, just anything that makes you smile and think maybe life isn't so bad. Sometimes, but mental illness is kind of caused by chemical imbalance, so it was really, I had to go into medication to kind of fix it, as well as having the thing, because while I couldn't make myself happy, I just kind of was like still dealing with having these feelings, not really feeling anything, feeling numb and empty, which is actually a symptom of depression. Everyone kind of associates it with just being sad and like being unable to stop crying and stuff, but like it's a very sneaky disease. It's like it manifested me and like feelings of emptiness and loneliness, and like you could kind of tell from my behaviour looking back on it that I was actually feeling really upset, but not through the stereotypical, oh no, just sitting in a room crying while looking out of the window dramatically like I'm in a movie. It was more texting my friends constantly because I felt so lonely and I just wanted to know that someone was there for me, kind of being very introverted. I am an introvert in my normal life, but when I was depressed there was only like 2 people I'd like to hang out with, and then one of them kind of left, so I was just like, well, there is no point to life anymore. That sounds a bit dramatic, but really when you're in that mindset, anything feels like kind of the end of the world. So I just had to kind of keep on going and like try and not get destroyed by like the smallest of things. What else is there? There's also having a support network. So your support network can be anyone. It can be your friends, it can be your family. If you're getting professional help, it can be your therapist, it can be your GP. It really anyone you can trust to say, oh hey, I'm feeling crap, can you look after me, or at least just rely on them to know what you want to feel better and to like help you so that you don't do anything harmful to yourself, or so you don't get worse. It really, what people want depends on the person. I always just needed reassurance and attention, because I felt like no one cared about me and that I was a complete failure. So I think really doing anything about that, like just saying, hey, you might think you're a bad person, but you're not a bad person. I don't think you're a bad person, and if one person doesn't think you're a bad person, then and that person is me, then you can trust me. And other things like that. Generally, it doesn't even have to be like, just give someone your friendship. Friendship is the greatest gift you can give to someone. I have several friends that I'm very thankful for. A couple of them actually asked me to shout them out.
Typical me, guys.
One of them is my friend Gemma, who said that she'd better be the first person I shout out, or else. So yeah, I'd like to thank Gemma, who's pretty much like my sister, and was really an example of someone who did all the things that really helped me through my journey. Other people I like to bring up are Nadia. This is really awkward. Nadia, we met online, and from our first conversation we kind of clicked, and there was always, Nadia is one of those people who always just made me happy. Like, she always just made me smile, like, no matter what. And whenever I had a bad day, I could always just go to her without even saying anything, and I could just be like, I could just lie and say I'm great, but even if she didn't know that I was suffering, she would just always be there with like something cute and a joke, and that always brightened my day, so I like to thank her a lot. And then there's my family. Yeah, my family who have been there for me, and I love you guys. So, and who else is there? Oh yeah, and then there's a group of online friends that me and Nadia met through. Without them, I wouldn't really be here. I know I'm rambling on.
Go for it, I don't mind.
And yeah, they kind of saved my life as well. It's like people who understood what I was going through and kind of connected with me on a deep level, and like, it was great. And then there are a couple of other people I like to mention. Jen, if you're watching this, I love you. But like, Jen, you've been one of my best friends for years, and thank you for helping me through my stuff. I really appreciate it. Kiana says you need to subscribe.
Yeah, you do.
And someone else who will remain nameless for now, they were kind of the person that without them I wouldn't have really made it past the start of this year. They will know who they are, kind of, but like, it was always for them that I kind of continued on, because I knew that they would miss me if I left, and they had told me as much. And even if it wasn't the greatest of times, their concern about me just kind of kept me going, because I knew I couldn't hurt someone like that. Yeah, so yeah, thanks. Subscribe to Kiana's channel. Woo.
I hope you do. Bye guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe.